Stop! This is the police! No, actually, that's the name of the game. This is the police. Hey, this is a brand new game from Weapp, available now on Steam. Now, looking at it, you might be wondering what in the heck this game is. Well, it's kind of in the title. This is the police. This is, it's actually a really hard game to describe what it is exactly. So let's just start the day. You're playing as, basically a police chief who is retiring in about 180 days, and you have 180 days to store some money away. And how you do it kind of affects things. Basically, you can, make money the good old-fashioned legal way, or you can do some things that are maybe not so legal. And it's kind of up to you to decide how you're going to play it. Now, the main thing we're going to be doing right now that we're going to look at, and we're not going to look at the entire game, is kind of how the day-to-day stuff kind of progresses. Now, obviously, there are going to be more things that come up than just what we see here, but this is kind of a bit of a start. So we have this call that came out, and we have to take care of the call, and we have, you see, 2 slots right here, which tells us we can send 2 officers to respond to this call, and we only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 officers down here because the SWAT team doesn't count right now. SWAT team is considered support. So let's just go ahead and see what we have going on here. We have a hit and run at the Everyday Mall. A married couple exited a convenience store and saw a van in the parking lot back over a homeless man, oh no, who'd been digging through a trash can. The driver jumped out to help, but once he saw that he'd hit a bum, he got back in the van and quickly drove away. Well, that's crappy. So basically, we need to send an officer or 2 after this driver and see if we can, apprehend him. The officers have a professionalism rating, which you can see next to that star by their name. I'm just going to go ahead and tell you that Price is pretty terrible and should probably retire. 5 is bad. 120, like Tsubaki over here, is actually considered to be essentially average. That would be acceptable. So why don't we go ahead and send, let's send Asano and Purdy. We're just going to pick someone who has a pretty high number and someone who's reasonably high after that driver. Now, you can see the clock here. It's just kind of rolling through the day. Time is going by. If you've played Papers, Please, in some ways this game reminds me of that. Not entirely, because Papers, Please is obviously a little different, but in some ways it kind of reminds me of that. This is a narrative-heavy game. I never feel good about showing narrative-heavy games on the channel, especially showing the whole thing. I rarely do that, and I'm not going to be doing that with this one, because there's just so much going on that I really don't feel good about giving all that away. That just, I don't know, there's something about it that I've never quite sat right with me. But anyway, let's move on. So we have a fight at the Last Picture Show Theater. Theater manager reports that during a showing of Citizen Kane, a drunk man attempted to force his way into the theater carrying a snowboard decorated with the word Rosebud. Oh, that's great. Snowboard with a Rosebud. I don't know who would do that, but that's hilarious. I guess it does say he's drunk. When he was denied entry, he violently attacked the cashier and is currently fighting with the theater security guard. That's not good. That's not good. We need to send a couple of cops after this guy. So let's go ahead and send Austin and Yancey. We're going to, again, send someone kind of high and someone kind of medium-lowish, and we'll let them take care of it. Now, we don't have to send 2. We could have sent 1, but I figured that guy is violent. Let's send 2. Why not? That seems like that might be a good idea. Okay, we have a report on our hit-and-run suspect. So we sent Asano and Purdy after that person. The offender has been caught. Officers are unharmed. And if you didn't see it, well, remember, Asano was at 100 and Purdy was at 210. So they just gained 10 professionalism points. Now, obviously, higher professionalism, the better they're going to perform, but it's not like it's a magic pill. The officers can still have issues like, drugs, alcohol, etc., so there's no guarantee that a high number will get you success. It just kind of helps it. So looks like they caught the guy who had Rosebud. No officers were harmed, and no civilians were harmed. That's a good thing because the mayor is really insistent that we don't let anyone be harmed. Now, I didn't even tell you about all the backstory that's going on. Oh, crud. We might have an issue here. I might need to wait a second. Armed robbery. 3 teenagers armed with a shotgun robbed a videotape store and made off with their whole collection of adult movies. Oh, I didn't tell you. This is a really mature game in case it wasn't obvious that we're playing with a police force here. Yeah, that's another reason I'm not showing all of this game. And it's no slight against Weapp or anyone else for that matter. It's just I am somewhat particular about what I show on the channel. And unfortunately, as much as I actually would really like to play more of this one, we're not going to be able to do a whole lot more. So anyway, criminals fled in a car, but the store manager wrote down the car's license plate. The owner is one Janet Brown, who lives in the suburbs. Let's go ahead and close that for now. And we'll look at the other one here. So we have a crime in progress, a fight. Brother and sister clashed with each other over their deceased father's will. According to one of their lawyers, we don't dare separate them, and our security guard is off duty tonight. Well, if we wait a moment here, theoretically, Asano and Purdy should be... theoretically back and ready to send out again. There we go. So let's send how do we want to do this? I don't know how we want to do this. We could send Purdy and Price. I think Price is kind of worthless. I don't even really want to send Price out there. I'm just going to be honest with you here. Let's send Purdy and Asano. They did such a good job last time. And then on this one, this is bad. I'm not leaving enough people to work on this. We're going to send Kochi and Tsubaki, and with any luck, Yancey and who else was that? Austin. Okay, they're back. Good. We're not really leaving enough officers just in case something else comes up, so this is bad, and there's something that comes up. Passerby saw some teenagers attack an elderly musician, then run away with his guitar and his money, and... okay, so this is a slightly more serious one because we can respond with up to 3 officers. That doesn't mean that it absolutely is more serious, but it may be because we can respond with more officers. We're going to go ahead and just send everyone, including worthless Price. Sorry, Price. This is your chance at redemption. Don't mess up. So we should have a report coming in pretty shortly here from these various things. Oh, and we also have some orders going on. Sometimes it'll happen that the cops need a little bit of guidance on what to do with. So here you go. We can, let's see, the vehicle in question is parked right outside the Brown residence. So this was the armed robbery. Remember, still some videotapes in a car. Sounds of moaning and loud laughter can be heard through the living room window. We can sneak into the house through an open window, knock on the door, and say, "Open up, the police!" Or turn on the siren and loudspeaker and shout that the house is surrounded. Now, these are obviously the officers who are responding. Let's go ahead and do it the old-fashioned way. Knock on the door. "Open up, this is the police!" And let's see what happens. Offenders caught, officers unharmed. All right, good deal. Okay, now we do have a report coming in from the fight. This was the brother and sister. Offender caught, officers unharmed, and look at that. Purdy and Asano, you guys are just rocking it. They are a really good team. I'm liking that combination there. Yancey, Austin, and Price should be rolling up on the teenagers who attacked the musician shortly here, and then we should be able to get a report from them. It's getting pretty close to be the end of the day. Let's see what happens here. Oh, offender escaped, officers unharmed. So Yancey and Austin lost 10 professionalism each, and Price, who is worthless, didn't lose any. Well, that's kind of a shame. I mean, I guess it's good, but it's kind of a shame that the perp got away. Now, we're about to end the day, and normally there would be a cutscene that we would be going through, but I'm going to go ahead and skip that, and maybe I'll, well, I was going to say maybe I'll end up leaving that in, maybe a corner in the window or something, but for right now, we're just basically going to move the video on to the next day, so we can kind of focus more on the gameplay than anything else.
Used to be when I asked Kendrick to stay late at the office, he liked to grumble and crack wise. Nowadays, he doesn't have the strength for it.
Part of this game's charm is its graphical style and its presentation, and it's kind of a shame I'm cutting some of that stuff out, or the way I'm managing it, but I have my good reasons for it. At least I feel they're good. But man, I got to tell you, this game, it has such a cool look about it. I really enjoy it. So here we are on the next day. It's day 3, and we have a situation we need to deal with here where Officer Roy says, "I'm suffering an extremely severe anxiety attack, and I can't concentrate on anything. Can I go home?" Sure, but we're going to tell her to come in tomorrow. "My son was in a car accident. The doctors are fighting for his life right now. I just can't manage to work today. Can I have the day off?" Sure. We're going to say Stovall, who is a good officer, can go ahead and go home right now. So we can offer to these various folks here some stripes to show that, hey, you have been doing a good job, and maybe to help kind of put them on the right path, just in case, you know, we feel like it might help them. But right now, we haven't actually played with Shift A, so I feel like there's not really any point to that. This is going to be interesting. We're actually down 2 officers for the day. Now, as we start the day, we're going to get a little bit of a tutorial here on hiring and firing cops, because obviously you got to be able to do that. So if we click the Affairs button, go to Police Station, can go to labor market, and then we can go ahead and hire or fire folks. You see right down here, we have 15 out of 16 slots, and detective slots 5 out of 6 slots filled. So we don't have a whole lot of options here. We can hire someone if we would like for basically the various slots we have open. I don't know if it matters. Why are they suddenly available? I don't know. Let's go ahead and hire Jonathan Fall. We're going to hire him for... I think Shift A has someone free on that one. Yeah, that looks right. And then Shift B, maybe not. Maybe Shift A. I don't know. I kind of feel like we should just fire some of these people. You know what, Price? We're going to go ahead and fire Price. You are too old, so go away. You kind of have options here. And you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and... Let's see. Let's look at you. Let's go ahead and get rid of you. You're also too old. So I'm just going to be a horrible, terrible person. And I'm just firing people like crazy. I don't apparently care all that much. And then what do we have here? I guess we can hire someone else for Shift B. Let's hire Officer Revick for Shift B. Now, it's not because those people were too old. It's just because they are terrible cops that I got rid of them. So, you know, whatever. Anyway, let's go ahead and move on and continue with the day. This is going to be interesting trying to manage this with basically short-staffed. So we have a vandalism at St. John's Cathedral. We received a frightened call from the local cathedral this morning. The abbot discovered that someone entered the old cemetery during the night. The old yard's tombstones are painted with satanic symbols, and some have been broken into in pieces. Seems there are even marks from a shovel, but the abbot would say no more. Well, we don't really have anyone great to send, and I hesitate to send a bunch. Guess we could send father and son here, Birch and Birch. But I kind of feel like Birch Jr. is probably worthless, and Birch Sr. probably is worthless too. So, let's send Robbins. We'll hope Robbins can do it. Oh, this is going to be bad. I feel something bad happening today. I hope I'm wrong, but I just feel something bad is going to happen. Got a call from the Atticus Tower. Businessman Harley Jones looking out his window saw 2 teenagers scratching offensive slogans on his new car. We can respond with 3 officers. That means it's kind of serious. We're going to go ahead and send... goodness. Let's send Samadhi and Grant. We'll send Samadhi and Butch Jr. Butch? No, Birch. I called him Butch. It's Birch. I don't know if maybe I should be waiting a little longer here before clicking on the call to respond to it, just to try and give a little more time for the officers to get back. Let's see what happened here. Offender escaped because Officer Robbins could not catch up with them. So sorry, Officer Robbins. You just lost 10 points because of me. Potentially. Oh, we got a suspicious individual at Eddie's Burgers. All right, so what do we have here? Waitress named Mila reports that she just served a chicken Eddie and a Diet Coke to a dangerous criminal who she'd seen on television just this morning. The culprit is sitting at the window eating a burger. I'm guessing someone, if they were just on TV this morning, probably wouldn't be sitting at a window eating a burger if they were really a dangerous criminal. We're just going to send one because we're down to 2 people at this point. This is really bad, man. This is crazy. This is tough trying to manage this stuff. Holy cow. Ah, goodness. And we haven't even touched upon getting any money yet. It'll happen. Just wait for it. Man, this is rough. Oh, vandalism report. Let's check that one out. And they escaped at the tower, too. You guys, so sorry. Although Birch Jr., I don't really feel that's probably a loss. Mr. Boyd, my bouncer, stuffed himself with Mexican food again. He can't get off the can. Meantime, the line outside the club is stretching around the block. We need someone outside who can tell the cool guys from the punks. Birch. You know he could tell the cool guys from the not so cool guys. I bet he can. I mean, look at that smile. I'm sure he can tell. We'll go ahead and send him off. That's good. Whatever. Suspicious individual report. Waitress had mistaken retired officer Frank Nero for the fugitive in question. Okay, so that was good. So that one actually worked out okay. Used a little bit of logic there and then all paid off. Ooh, the Christopher G. Sands Ice Arena. An anonymous call just came in. A clown carrying balloons at the skating rink is selling crack to teenagers. We should probably go check that one out. Let's send Vandal and Samadhi. We're going to send Samadhi. Maybe we can get a chance to get Samadhi 10 more points back. That would be a good thing. Report from Sam Sorkin. Sam Sorkin at the King Louis nightclub. Sorry, Chief, but I quit. One night I pulled in more cash than I earned in a month working at this dump. Mr. Sorkin said he wouldn't mind taking me on. I guess I just wasn't cut out to be a cop. I think that means Birch just quit. Look at that. There's a little X on him. He's done. That actually works out well. Bye, Birch. And apparently we, Mr. Boyd, got $4,500 for helping Sam out by getting rid of Birch. Not quite sure how that worked out, but I'll take it. Suicide threat on Fleet Street. A naked man carrying a canister of gasoline is threatened to set himself on fire unless his favorite chewing gum becomes popular again. This individual needs a little bit of psychiatric help, or mental help, I guess, would be the more correct term. We're going to send officers Robin and Grant, and Birch, you just stay at home and do whatever it is you do. I don't really know what that does, because your dad just left the force. Anyway, whatever. It's not a big deal. Should have some reports coming in, I would think, here. Shortly. Maybe. Oh, here we go. Drug sales. As police arrive, a clown is seen making balloon animals for the kid. We can take the clown onto the ice and round up any witnesses. We can carefully watch the clown, easy for me to say, from the stands. Or we can cover up in a raincoat and pretend to be an illicit customer. Oh, I'm going to say let's carefully watch the clown, because, you know, if the clown's not actually selling crack, that'd be bad. Oh, offender caught. Officers unharmed. Oh, good job, guys. Good job, Smotty. Welcome back to 110. Good deal. Then I think we have one more for the day. At this point, it's 9 o'clock. We've reached the end of the day. The timer has stopped. Suicide threat. Robbins and Grant. Offender caught. Officer unharmed. Look at that, everyone. Gain 10. Good deal. And that is where we are going to wrap this one up. That is kind of a quick look into the game. You got 180 days of management and all sorts of things that we haven't even really covered yet. I mean, there's a lot more going on than just this. And did I mention, by the way, in case you didn't recognize it, the voice of Mr. Boyd? Yeah, that's John St. John, which, if you know your game history, you know that's the voice of Duke Nukem. So there you go. We're going to go ahead and leave This Is the Police right here. We have some, theoretically, officers we're going to have on the force for the next day. And I think, theoretically, it'll all work out because I think we hired some good people. And if not, oh well, it's too late. So I will catch you on another one. Until then, thanks for watching. See you later.